this guy. You're fucking... Jesus. Straight. Motherfucker. What are you like? That's too hard.
No, not at all.
Very, very important.
Good evening. Are you paying attention?
Okay. The second thing that she's going to do.
Oh, we missed step one. Don't ever forget step one. Step one is critical.
Very important.
If you get this choke.
Very, very important. So I cannot keep pressing that point. Okay. The second thing that she's going to do.
Step two.
She's going to grab my both wrists.
Right.
This is one move. Okay. And she's going to pull me to herself. Okay. And now she's going to kick me. Exactly at the same time. Again, she's going to kick me.
That's it. 1, 2, 3. Nice and easy.
That's one move that you can do. The second move is if she...
Oh, okay. Here's another option.
Exactly. And she strikes with that palm, or she punch, or she... Exactly. Or she can even elbow me. Nice. And at the same time that she... Imagine that you're just...
How many views does this have?
Palm.
Howcast.com. 59,000. This has got 60,000 views. This is the top ranked video if you search for how to escape a front chokehold. Guess what? This is complete bullshit. Okay? This is useless. And then he's got a second option. Okay, so you're gonna have to remember these techniques as all of a sudden I come out of nowhere and start choking your ass. Oh yeah, and by the way, good luck just pulling my arms apart. And with the punch, someone with my reach, yeah, you're not even gonna come halfway to reaching me. So it really pisses me off because you're not gonna remember any of these steps because they are steps. There's only one answer to protecting yourself, and that is instinctively deal with the situation. Okay, but how do we instinctively deal with a two-handed choke? Check out my rig. So these are your huge arms, right? So the situation could be simply like a dude coming in and shoving or grabbing your shirt, shoving you up against the wall. Or it could be as bad as an actual choke. You're up against a wall, you're laying on the bed, you're on the ground. Or even worse, this could be a knife being held up to your throat. So you think under all those tensions, you're going to remember any of those steps? Or any of the multiple different approaches? No. You're going to freeze. Now, this is not compared to if you saw this coming. If you saw this coming, you might be able to, wait, okay, I know 1, 2, 3. But that's not good enough. It needs to be built in. But this is the only instinct that I've shown you all, the pensador, right? And this is our natural built-in reflex to protect our head if something is coming to hit it. And it's fun, you can test your friend, just go like this, go, hey, don't let me hit you in the head. And you just go nice and slow, and they will at least do some flinch. I mean, even my dogs do it. Okay, but how does that help if now I'm being choked? Well, make the same position. So I got two hands choking me or pressing me. Pensador, our built-in reflex. And now I have all kinds of options. I come pull this down, bust this one arm, break. And now, if you're that little female, you actually have your whole body weight pulling down. And then I would just come straight back up with this elbow, going in close. And now that sounds dangerous, right? Going in close. What are you gonna go in close if a guy like me, a 240-pound guy, starts choking you? Yes. It's your only chance. It's your only chance. You have no chance of reaching me with a punch. You have no chance of powering through. If you just kick me down the middle, it just puts me more towards you. But if you harness your instinct there's so many options right now. You could just do this. You could pensador and mess it up and break this arm and come in with your head. It's so fun to practice, and I suggest drilling this. Again, don't actually injure anyone when you're drilling. That's why we use the salute. So I'm going to show you this in full speed. Alright, and my rig is not good enough to actually support it. But it's like this. A guy comes, hey motherfucker, boom, boom, shoves me against the wall. I pensador, down, up. And then it doesn't have to be strictly this pensador. Again, we're cultivating the reflex. So if I practice, I would go very high with it, pull it down using all the power that gravity gives me, and then crank up as I go in with my elbow. So from the side, here's the, oh damn, my arm rig doesn't move. From the side, thread it, pensador, lost this hold, and it doesn't matter how strong he is, you could just basically put your whole body weight and the force of gravity. So the physics behind this is amazing. It's based on reflex and utilizing potential energy. The most potential energy I can create right now is to do this, because I have the most mass that I can use the force of gravity to create all sorts of power, and I can unleash it on this bastard who's maybe trying to kill me. And nothing is different. If you're laying on your back in the bed, same thing. Pensador, boom, crunch down like into a ball, and then maybe you don't get the hit off. You just stay in the pensador. You roll. You go into a fetal position. This is too advanced. The point is, I want it to be very clear for the 4 of you that are actually watching these, that for self-defense, I'm not talking about competition where, okay, I know this guy, he's a counterpuncher, I'm going to use this technique. I'm talking about I hate saying self-defense because we are never defending ourselves. Self-protection. IFM is a self-protection system. What about jiu-jitsu?
Just a little, I roll my head out.
Did I really hear that?
I'm not going to be able to. Oh, I put some pressure on his wrist. So, most important thing is you don't panic.
Step 1, don't panic. Okay, so this is instantly shit because that's exactly what is going to happen. You can't not panic. Okay.
I pull down on his wrist a little, I roll my head out.
What if you're against the wall or on a bed? So that's step 1,
Pull down on the wrist a little,
2, 3.
roll your head out. Or, he grabs me by the throat, it's a lot of pressure.
So if you didn't remember all those steps, maybe you'd remember all these steps.
Then I roll my head out.
Okay, and I'm being a real dick and like, because I actually respect jiu-jitsu a lot. But I think the fact that there's so many options is even worse. And this is why traditional martial artists, when they are actually attacked on the street, they fail. Because they know so many techniques. Okay, I'm not teaching any techniques. I'm showing you a reflex you have. And through, I guess, what you say, we're enhancing that reflex. But it's all the same. It all goes to the pensador. It all goes to what pretty much everyone has built in. Because I know that many people don't want to spend their lives training 3 times a week for, self-defense, but we all need it. Because too many of us are getting fucked up, shot, freezing, and it's not how we were equipped from the factory. Because as babies, and I'm going to include some clips at the end of this video to show some instincts we have, this is one of the strongest. Grabbing is probably second. And then there's some very interesting ones that's like, where does that come from? What did that use? So this is not a very studied science. When you go to have your reflexes tested, the guy taps certain muscle areas with a hammer. Well, here's the reflex I would test. I immediately try to hit you in the head. First thing. So if you see this video, you're gonna probably cheat. IFM builds your self-defense, your self-protection. Stop saying self-defense, dude, because we're never defending. We instantly take the predator and turn him into the prey. And we do it by not using techniques, because we're not going to remember them in the heat of the moment, when the adrenaline's dumped, when we're caught off sides. It's just going to be a reflex. And
there are other reflexes babies are born with that we don't completely understand. In the first 2 months, babies exhibit the stepping reflex. This is probably a precursor to walking. Watch Lily's toes fan out and curl. This is the Babinski reflex, which occurs when the bottom of a baby's foot is stroked.
You can also do like a toes curling.
When pressure is placed on the baby's hand, you can see the grasping reflex at work.
Jesus!
Lily's grasp is strong enough to support almost her entire body weight. For a few seconds at least.